Far out.
Mate, check it out.
This is remote.
That was the plan, wasn't it?
That was the plan, 100%. G'day, Michael Guest. Got my mate Jason Metcalf. Welcome to Real Action. Today we're chasing a few barramundi in what is a fairly remote lagoon. You said remote, mate, but I've got to say it's a pretty wild track to get in here in the first place.
It's lucky you got this thing. I'll tell you, we wouldn't be here without this thing. Have a look at it.
That's right, doesn't it? A couple of different techniques to target these barra. Looks like there's a few lily pads here, so Jason suggests maybe a little bit of surface action if this wind drops off a little bit later. Love catching barramundi. They're fantastic when you see them jumping around. First things first.
Awesome.
Let's get the boat off the roof.
Let's do it.
Might need this with this wind blowing, mate.
Yeah, mate. She might get a bit of a go.
But thought I saw a snake then. I was hoping it wasn't. You know how I don't like snakes? What?
This is not croc country.
There is no crocodiles here, so we've got our fantastic little 3.6 metre tinny, all set up, electric motor. We've got the 6 horsepower petrol, so we can get it right around this this lagoon here. We've got a few different options, rods and reels, sounder to find the fish, and plenty of wind.
Bit of breeze. We're going to play some breeze.
All right, let's get this thing out here so we can find a barramundi. Mate, push. I'm pushing this, you clown. Don't make out that you're doing it.
We're away. We have made it.
Yes!
Look at that. I'm looking at a very big barra. Oh, look at that.
Oh.
What was that, Michael?
It's an 80 centimetre barra. Follow me right
So,
to the rod tip.
the rumours are true. There's actually possibly a barramundi in there.
Well, it was either a barramundi or a very large catfish with a weird-looking head.
Yep.
Oh, go you good thing. Wow.
Oh, mate.
Go you good thing. Oh,
I think we've just confirmed the rumours, mate.
There is barramundi in here,
There is
Jason.
barramundi in here.
Oh, I switched over to the weedless plastic, threw it right up in the sticks. And, in the sticks in the weeds, I should say. And then I've got him. Oh, there he is, mate.
Pretty active.
He is active, all right. Here he comes again. Oh, nice fish.
Beautiful.
Nice fish.
And
Wow.
when they do that, mate, it's just amazing, isn't it?
Oh, he's just climbed on that then. Let's get him, mate. Get him.
Yeah.
Yes.
I needed that.
High five.
Yeah.
There's a bath to go with it, mate.
Mate,
Have a look at that.
Look at him. Oh, I'll tell you what, he weighs a bit.
He's a lump.
Still got some fight left in him.
Eh? I was sort of starting to doubt you when you said, "Oh yeah, there's this lagoon. You'll need the Can-Am to get in here. You'll need the off-road capability to find them." And I didn't believe you, but I do now. Look at that. That's 85 centimetres every day of the week. Beautiful gold-sided barramundi. How much fun is that?
It was worth the effort, buddy, or what?
It was worth the effort. Oh, I'll just get that line off his tail, or her tail. Beautiful fish, and just amazing, some of these lagoons where they get landlocked. They grow big, solid shoulders on them, plenty of food, and they fight like nothing else. And that was a pretty good aerial display right there. Look at that, what a cracker. Great looking fish, got that big long lateral line, those red eyes. In Japan, barramundi got a different name. It actually means red eyes. That's what they call them. They're an amazing fish. Catch them in a few different parts of the world, but all in the southern hemisphere. Cool looking fish, and of course Nile perch, very similar, aren't they, to a barramundi?
Yeah, they grow a fair bit bigger than that, but that's pretty cool.
Let's get this hook out, mate. Just slide that rod back. I haven't got much line out there to help you at the moment, champ. Hey, you got the brag mat. Oh, I think I overcalled this fish. I said 85 and we're at 82, but I've got to tell you, 82 centimetres of Lagoon barramundi.
They go right.
How good was the show? How good were those jumps? All right, bud, off you go. That is a really good start. Off you go, bud. Yeah. That's a nice fish, that one in the weeds. We've spotted some other weed beds that Jace is pretty keen on down further here. And I've got to tell you, what do you think of the new little punt here? It's all right, isn't it?
It's pretty stable. I mean, we pushed it across basically wet weeds to get it in here.
It took a bit of getting out, that's for sure. Look, really lightweight, 45 kilos. We've got the 55-pound bound mount electric motor up the front. The big sounder here, we've got the side imaging happening so we can keep an eye out for some fish that are maybe out in the middle of the lagoon. 6 horsepower engine. We're set. You throw a couple of swags in here, an esky full of cold drinks, and maybe even a beer at the end of the day if you catch a fish or two. And I've got to tell you, this is a great setup, and car toppers are so popular right through far north Queensland. And if you're going to get one, I suggest to go with something like this because they're so light, so easy, even for an old bloke like poor old Jace here to handle them myself. No problems whatsoever. All right, mate, this way.
Up here, mate.
I might stick with the same soft plastic that did the damage before.
Yeah, why would you change,
Why
mate?
would you change?
Still on the job.
Exactly, why would you change? Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yo, you good thing. Tackle we're using here is 5 to 9 kilo, 7 foot long, one of my favourite rods. Use it for all sorts of fishing. 4,000 size spin reel, some 20-pound braid, a bit of 40-pound fluorocarbon, a jumping barra. I got to tell you, you got it all covered right there. Awesome stuff.
Oh, mate. Didn't he go?
Didn't he go? That was sensational. On that weedless soft plastic again. So we've got a bit of a code worked out as far as what's actually working, and this time around he's got it right in the corner of the jaw, and that's how they're supposed to work. Look at that.
Perfect.
So it's got that belly weight on it, that hook. We'll show you a little bit later on how to get that soft plastic in and working and check that it's swimming properly. I tell you, that's a beautiful.
Look at that.
That's a swampy, mate.
That's
a
swampy.
Big bronze swampy, that one. And what I did differently there, I actually cast onto lily pads, hopped that weedless plastic. So when we say weedless, there's no hook exposure, so you can skip it across the lily pads. And I reckon this bloke was sitting underneath there and he's gone, hang on. There's a frog, there's lunch. And then as soon as it came out into the open water, he's just crashed it. And you can see the vertical manoeuvres trying to unhook himself. Didn't quite work out too well for him, but we'll get him back in the drink, eh? Beautiful fish. All right, buddy, off you go, off you go. We'll see you next time. Back there. Yep, got him? Yep.
Oh, goodness me.
What have you got? It's just like a barramundi, only
Only
smaller. Oh, it's a little fella.
It is a little
you
fella.
good thing.
Look at you go.
Go. Oh, he's a cute little fella.
Oh, look at him.
Look at him. What was that? Get the net? Will I get the net, or he just lifts him up?
I think we'll just.
He is magnificent.
Isn't he a cutie?
Look at him.
I'll tell you what, he might have been hiding because there's some, there's probably some boys in here that would eat him.
And look, Big Barra will do that, won't they? They'll
Yeah.
come and eat the smaller ones. Well done, mate. There you go.
Nice.
Awesome. So we've got the side imaging going on our depth sounder here, just seeing if there's any fish moving through sideways, but the... Oh!
Did he sharpen the side imaging?
Oh dear. But what we do have, that was a barra by the way, just trying to eat my lure at the back of the boat. What we do have is we've got the electric motor at the front and spot lock. That GPS spot locking system is just unbelievable. It's the greatest thing ever for lure fishing, and in this situation, got the howling wind behind us. We're staying just a distance out from some barramundi, just like this little bloke here. He's only a little one, he's a little bit small for the gear. We're staying that cast distance away. The GPS and the spot lock is holding us out there, and it's so easy. We can creep along the bank and we can get another cast in, and you can find another little barra just like that one right there. Beautiful little fish. Absolutely gorgeous. And he just climbs on that. There's a few in here, mate, I think.
Hey.
Oh, you right, mate?
Mate, am I right? I'm pretty excited.
Beautiful morning. Magnificent morning. The wind's dropped off. It was pretty windy yesterday afternoon. We got a couple of great barra. We couldn't help ourselves. We're back out here again this morning, and we're going to try and lure a couple more barra. It's just such an addictive thing, and especially when it's calm like this. If we're lucky enough to see one come and bow wake out of the lily pads and crash your plastic. Hey, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
It is cool. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yep. Go you.
Oh, that one's got a bit on it.
Good fish. Oh. That hasn't jumped. Can you believe that, Jace?
No.
Hey?
I might have him. Sometimes they're hooked under the jaws. They don't like to jump.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's right on
So
the
that's
bottom
why
of
he
the
hasn't
jaw.
jumped, you reckon?
Yeah,
Hooked
it's under his jaw.
And
Look at that. What a beautiful fish.
nice start to the day.
Geez, they've got some weight on them, these things.
Oh, he's a beauty. I heard that tap. You'd have to think
Same fish.
a bit of a.
Oh, look at that.
Just spat it out.
Spat it out.
There we go. Beautiful. You'd have to think the same fish.
You have to. Yeah.
And it's something about fishing, whether you're fishing for flathead, you're fishing for marlin off a bait ball, you get a bit of a look or a bit of a touch, and you got to persevere. There's no point going, I had a bite there, and then going 20 yards in a different direction.
No, when they're active in a spot.
And that's one of the advantages of those soft plastics. Because it's a soft lure, they can sort of inhale it. They're not feeling a whole heap of metal or trebles so much. They suck it in, suck it back out, and you don't spook the fish too much either, do you?
No, they get a bit of a feel.
Look at that. He's a cracker, eh? I wonder what he measure, you reckon, 70 odd?
Oh, easy 70. That's
Yeah.
a 70.
Nice fish, very nice fish. Let's give him a drink and we'll get him back underway. Mate, I reckon he'd be in the mid-70s, eh?
Mid-70s? You know what I reckon we do?
We put it on the
Let's
map.
put him on the lie detector, mate.
Out there, what a great looking fish. A little bit of competition. Oh, hang on, where are we, Jason?
Hey.
Come back here, buddy. 77.
77.
77. Back in the drink for this one, eh? Looks good down there, bud. I reckon go even just in a bit deeper, eh? I've got all, look at that stick there.
Yeah, I reckon that's
the six
look
stick.
at that, like, they're just sitting there with their heads underneath these lily pads. That couple that you've got, you've just sort of
Yeah, it's
blocked
cool when
it
they
on
sit
top.
on the top of the pads like that, and then you just do that,
And
that
then
little
down
hop
she
across
goes
and then sink it
Cool.
down there.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's so cool.
Roll, roll, roll. The technique we're using with these soft plastics that are rigged weedlessly, big long cast, rod tip up, you try and guide it up over the lily pads, let it sink down in the pocket, get that slow rolling belly action happening, keep twitching it, and with the polarised sunnies I can see where that lure is. It's another pocket there, I'll just
I
pause
just had
it.
a dunk, mate. Just had doing exactly your technique. Look at
James
the
just had a
boil.
bite, so the technique's definitely working. And then just keep winding your way through. So keep an eye on your lure with those sunnies the whole way, and then just repeat that action. And if you get in a real raft of lily pads, keep that rod up and just let it flutter over the lily pads and then sink down in the gaps. And hopefully you're going to find a hungry barra somewhere. Yep. Oh.
As soon as it hit, oh, there he is.
Got him. Oh, little leaping barra. Oh! Active little fish, those fellas. They love jumping. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Awesome predator. Oh! There you go. He's just dislodged my soft plastic there with that jump. Oh, I reckon I can just lift this bloke up, mate. Just grab my rod for a sec, Jace.
Okay, mate, got him.
I'll grab him and support him in there. Pop that hook out.
Mate, and this is going to be an awesome fishery in the future.
Oh, it is.
We'll have to sneak back in.
So he's about 4, yeah, barge our way. So we had a wild trip in yesterday afternoon, blasting our way through the bush. There's not much of a track there. I don't think anyone's been in here for a little while, and that's one of the great things about finding good spots like this where it doesn't get a lot of pressure. It means that you have some pretty cool fishing, especially with little fish like that.
The great outdoors, mate.
The great
outdoors.
We are in the great outdoors, there's no doubt. Throwing these soft plastics around the lily pads and around the weeds for barramundi requires just a little bit of technical tackle, a little bit different to what you're probably used to using, using what's called a beast hook. So it's got a weighted section down here which makes the lure ride nice and upright. So there's the weight down there, works as a keel, and you can see the shape of that hook's a little bit sort of crazy, comes right back around, almost like a circle hook, and that stops it from getting hung up in the weeds. That's those beast hooks. When it comes to soft plastics, these things are just fantastic, and I've only got a few left of this colour, and it's funny how you get caught up on a colour and you'll find different days, different colours work. That's them there, it's called a rib shad, that one. So this hook's got a spring on it there, so we just simply wind that spring straight into the front of the soft plastic there like so. Wind away, it's up to about there. Then have a look where that hook's going to need to sit, which is about there, and it's that rib. So I'll turn that over, get the point of that hook, go straight through that rib and nice and straight through the back like so, and that's it. And you can see as it goes through the weeds, it's not catching anything, but if the fish bites down, that hook's exposed, and then hopefully straight in the corner of the jaw. That one there, going through. That one there. Side. Oh, right there! I was looking at the depth sounder then.
There's another one. Another one came clean up to it then.
I was looking at, because we've got the big sounder in there, and I was looking at the side imaging, and I just said to Jason, there's one on the side imaging. While I was looking at it, I had my plastic just fluffing around in the water there, and then the Barra's just come and smashed it, just a little bloke right there, and I just shows you. And there, look at him, see him sitting there, Jace, on the sounder.
On the side imaging. Yeah.
See them so we can actually see them on the side imaging. So I know we're casting back at the lily pads, but just shows you, that sounder technology is just so important, and got to keep an eye on that as well. And I nearly got the rod ripped out of my hand then. That's pretty amazing. Oh dear. I just paused it and let it sink there. So.
Oh, I just had a hit right there. Got him.
Got him?
Yep.
Good one?
Ah, just a little fella.
Oh.
He's cutting a little bit of line, mate.
Hey, he might be all right, is he?
Oh, he's not. I don't think he's a big one, mate, but
I think
he's all right,
mate. I think he might be all right. Oh, is he going to jump? Come and jump for us. That's why you go barra fishing, to see him jump. Is he going to jump for us, Jace?
I think he's got his head
He's
down.
going to jump. I think he's going to jump
up.
over here.
There he is. Oh, he's all right, isn't he?
All right. Nothing wrong with him, champ. Oh, if I don't break all the rods here, we'll be pretty right.
We were talking
But
about
let's
that.
Oh, nice.
That is gold.
Let's get him in the can, eh? Let's get him in the net. Let's get him in the net. Come on, buddy. That's a nice fish, Jason.
He's got some weight.
He's a pretty heavy fella. And
Yeah, look at that.
that was the most gentle barra netting I've done in a long time, mate. He just cruised straight in there. Nice fish. We'll get him up and show him what he looks like. Nice fish, mate.
Nice.
Nice. Lift him up, show him what they look like, and you can see where they get that. You try to hit me in the face with that tail, and you can see where they get that power from. Got that big tail knuckle there, that great big propeller on the back, and they just fly around these weed beds. If you're going to eat a barramundi, certainly check your regulations, but these are not the ones to eat, I don't think, the swampy ones. They're great to catch, and it's fantastic to think we can come back here, and next year it might be that big, and the year after it's that big, and then the year after, who knows, it's going to be hard to tackle, there's no doubt. That is a beauty. Well, there's another beautiful lagoon barramundi. Jace has just landed. You've been watching Real Action. Michael Guest, Jason Metcalf. We'll catch you next time. Bye now. Nice fish, mate. Nice fish.